Today is August 18th. Welcome on into Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com, brought to you by Munganast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. Rammer, it's Masyn Winn Day, as late last night, the Cardinals announced they were calling up the 21-year-old top prospect, and he will be in uniform in St. Louis tonight, wearing number 0 for the Cardinals, and I imagine in the starting lineup here moving forward, playing shortstop with his cannon of an arm, and I know you are very excited.
I don't know what's going to happen. Is he going to be the next perennial all-star at shortstop? Is he going to be just an average big leaguer playing every day, which is really good and solid what you need? Will he be a bust? I have no idea. But you like what he's done in the minor leagues. You like the tools, and the time is absolutely right to see what you have. If he hits 100 for 6 weeks, do I say, oh, you got to move on from this guy? Nope. If he hits 400 for 6 weeks, do I say, this is the guy you build your team around forever? Nope. Not saying that either. Let's see what we got, see what we need to build. We being the Cardinals, I'm a homer. What we need, what we have to build on for the future. I'm very excited to see what the kid has.
Currently by MLB ranked as the number 16th prospect overall in all of baseball this year in AAA Memphis, hitting .288 with an .833 OPS, 18 home runs, 61 RBIs, 17 stolen bases. He leads all of minor league baseball with 99 runs scored and is tied for second in hits with 128. And as you mentioned, the multiple tools that he had, I mentioned the stolen bases, I mentioned the ability to hit and hit for power. Rammer in the 2022 All-Star Future Game threw a ball from shortstop that was clocked at 100.5 miles per hour, recognized by Baseball America for having the best infield arm and being the best athlete in the Cardinals system. There is a lot there to be excited about, regardless of what you look for in a young player. This kid definitely has it all, was actually drafted 54th overall to potentially be a two-way player before the Cardinals said, you know what, your fast track to the big leagues is as a shortstop in the batting order every day. Let's put a pause on these pitching aspirations.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting. And you say, well, why couldn't he be the next Shohei Ohtani? Problem with catchers, third basemen, shortstops, Joe, you face it at the little league level. Okay, I got a kid who can really pitch. Now he gives me 60 pitches in a little league game. And now, but he can also, he's a great catcher. Well, he's got stress throws there. What if I play him at third because he's got a great arm? That's stressed throws. They all count. Same thing with shortstop. So that's one of the things to consider when when we think about, has Ohtani ushered in a new era of two-way players? There's a lot to look at there. But back to reality and current status, again, I don't think anybody should, don't be calling your local sports station when he makes 3 errors and fans in the seats. Thank God that there's a net over there in front of the seats now. He may throw it 105 into the net. I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm excited to see him, and I'm excited to see what the Cardinals can build on.
Yeah,
and if he is good, he becomes a cornerstone for the next number of years.
Just for reference with Shohei, because you brought that up, and I wanted to quickly look up the numbers on this. He has played a total of 8 1/3 innings in the field.
Yeah.
In his career. In his 6 seasons in the big leagues, he has played 8 1/3 innings in the field at a position other than pitcher, and that was back in 2021. So, yeah, he is DHing and he is pitching.
Yep.
And that is it. Masyn Winn is a shortstop and will be the shortstop of the future for the Cardinals. So we'll see. It's early enough. We don't know what the lineups are. for tonight's game. So we're not sure as to where he'll be batting and what this is going to do for the future of the Cardinals this year. But I will say this, the corresponding move to put Masyn Winn on the roster and put him on the 40-man, which was at 38. So they just bumped him on there. Now it's at 39. Lars Nootbaar is the 10-day injured list. They're calling it a lower abdomen contusion.
Very low.
If you see where the foul ball hit him, you can tell just how low that contusion is on the lower abdomen.
I would say closer to the pelvic floor than the actual abdomen. But what you hope is that it doesn't become a situation like Yachty had a number of years ago that required surgery. So hopefully Newt will be okay. But, it's just another, meaning all fans and media, have been critical of Tyler O'Neill for not being able to stay healthy.
The Masyn Winn, go ahead.
Lars has been injured a lot of it freak stuff, slamming into the wall, hurting his back, bruising his heel, getting hit on a cup check at the plate, which is really weird. So I don't know that he's injury prone, but it's been real unlucky. But I think we got to be fair to point out that he's injured a lot too, if we're going to be critical of O'Neill.
Rammer, just quickly here, I mentioned Masyn Winn wearing the number 0 on his jersey. Since 1980, 4 Cardinals have worn the number 0. Do you know all 4?
No. I'm not going to waste everybody's time.
Oh, okay. Bobby Bonds in 1980.
I did not remember that. Bonds, at the very end of his career, came over and he was a shell of his former self. And he had been a terrific player for the Giants, but had nothing left when he got to St. Louis.
Omar Olivares.
Oh, yeah. Nice pitcher.
Yeah, 1993. Kerry Robinson in 2002.
My guy, Kerry Robinson, a good friend to, he's a St. Louisan. He's a friend to all of us, a great guy, really smart baseball guy. And I hope it's not an insult to him. I kind of call myself the Kerry Robinson of Cardinal broadcasters.
Nice.
2 cups of coffee here and there, couple of good moments, and then move on.
And then Austin Dean from the 2020-2021 Cardinals.
Had you not mentioned his name, I could have thought about it for 100 years and not come up with Austin Dean.
Yeah. I believe the story with Austin Dean, when he came over, they asked him what jersey he wanted, and he initially asked for number 5, and they said, "Sorry, bud. Yeah, that one's tucked away, and it'll one day be up on our wall." And it just so happened in 22, it got worn again on the field.
Now, here's how my brain works. Not talking about number 0s, but I think about the last great shortstop that the Cardinals signed and developed. And I think of a number 1 in, was it number 1? What was Gary Templeton's number? Now I'm second guessing myself. Ozzie, of course,
have that for you quickly. Hold on.
Number 1. But anyway, it just made me think of it, even if I'm thinking incorrectly.
Gary Templeton was number 1. Yes.
Yeah. So the last sign and develop, Gary Templeton. I, like almost all St. Louisans, was a huge Gary Templeton fan. Run, throw, hit, lead the league in triples, 100 hits from each side of the plate one year. Just a dynamic player. Now, to go with all that, 25 to 30 errors at shortstop. But man, was he exciting until he double birded the fans. And that will kind of turn sentiment against a player. And then the AstroTurf destroyed his knees. And, he was a competent player and helped actually become a leader later on with the Padres. But I'm trying to think as we go through the last sign and develop, really good starting shortstop for the Cardinals. And prior to Templeton, it would have been Dal Maxfield, who out of Granite City, wonderful guy, a member of 3 pennant winners, but really wasn't a hitter at all. So I think it's Templeton.
Hey, also this weekend, it is Hall of Fame induction weekend for Max Lanier and Jose Oquendo. Also, newly inducted Hall of Famer Scott Rowland will be honored this weekend as well, with his Cooperstown plaque on display for fans to view. So quickly, as you are watching this tonight, the gates open at 5:15. The giveaway for tonight, Hall of Fame parade bobblehead. It's either going to be Ted Simmons or Matt Holliday that you'll get there. There will be they will have a live Friday flashback interviews with Jose Oquendo, Hal Lanier, and Tom Ackerman. That takes place at 6 p.m. at the Together Credit Union Plaza. And then you can also check out the Hall of Fame plaque, or the Maryville University Walk of Fame plaque presentation, first at 6:30. First pitch is at 7:15. For tomorrow, from 10 a.m. to 2:30, the Scott Rowland Cooperstown Hall of Fame plaque will be on display in the Cardinals Museum lobby. There will be an interview with Cardinal Hall of Famer Willie McGee and Tom Ackerman at Cardinals Nation at 11 a.m. You do have to reserve you do have to get a reservation for that by going to cardinals.com/HOF. There will also be Scott Rowland. It looks like a Scott Rowland autograph signing, Saturday signings at the Cardinals Museum at the National Baseball with Scott Rowland. That's presented by Goodwill. You need a special ticket for that. And then the giveaway tomorrow is the Scott Rowland lapel pin and Cardinals hat, with a pregame ceremony honoring Scott Rowland starting at 6 o'clock. Tomorrow night, with his Cooperstown plaque on display from 6:45 through the 7th inning. And then this is different this year. At 10 a.m. on Sunday, it'll be the 2023 Cardinal Hall of Fame induction ceremony presented by Edward Jones. That will be at 10 a.m. At 10:45, the Cardinals Hall of Fame Red Jacket Parade is going to happen in the Together Credit Union Plaza. 1 p.m. is when the pregame ceremony honoring the Hall of Famers will happen. 1:15 is the first pitch. So there you go.
Well, Douglas, thanks for the schedule update.
You know what? I'm letting people know that if they want to get out there and they want to honor the secret weapon, I'm letting them know when they can go there and they can see everything. It is maybe a little awkward. I don't know, but the Sunday giveaway is the David Freese canvas of his home run, because I think they planned that with him going into the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
and now he
declined
going into the Hall of Fame. So,
well, I'm sure excited for Jose Oquendo. Jose, a really serious guy, but a fascinating guy, a great teacher. I learned a lot from Jose Oquendo, and he was a terrific player. People forget, Mike Shannon called him the secret weapon, but he was a regular for a number of years and really a terrific player. But as a baseball lifer, and most of it with the Cardinals, I am so delighted that he is being honored.
Yeah, we will. All of that will be available to you all weekend long. I'm sure they'll have plenty on KMOX. They'll have plenty on the TV side of things too. If you want tickets, I'm sure there are tickets out there for Cardinal games the rest of the year. Go on out there and check it out. Hey, we have a lineup. 4 minutes ago, a lineup was just posted. So look at that. Hey, Bootleg and Tavern, they're open all weekend too. Head on out to Bootleg and Tavern at 4501 Shoto and get your pregame meal or postgame meal before and after Cardinal games all weekend long, serving up that barbecue. And I tell you this, get the mac and cheese as a side. Go wings and mac and cheese. Go with the wings and go with the mac and cheese. You will not be disappointed out there at Bootleggin' Tavern.
What flavor of wings do you like?
Go with the bang sauce. Go with the bang sauce on that. It's a special sauce out there. A little mixture, a little sweet, a little spicy, barbecue-esque flavor on there. I would go with those on that. Hey, Tommy Edmond leads off. He plays center field. Paul Goldschmidt DHs. Nolan Arenado is at third. Wilson Contreras behind the plate. Tyler O'Neill in left. Jordan Walker in right. Lucan Baker at first. Jose Fermin is at second. And Masyn Winn bats ninth and plays shortstop. So, Rammer, the bet that we made earlier this week is off to a great start for me.
Well, against lefties, that's absolutely it's his first game in the big leagues. Take the pressure off, but if he does get on, and Edmonds been leading off against left-handed pitchers much of the season, I think it makes perfect sense. So we'll see what happens when there's a right-hander going and Newt is still on the injured list. So we'll figure all those things out. But I think it's a really good lineup against the Mets left-hander tonight.
And Luken Baker, I mean, I'm sure he's caught a lot of those 100-mile-an-hour balls from Masyn Winn down in the minor leagues.
Yeah, he knows.
So he knows what he's in for. This is his first start in the field at the major league level, and he gets to be out there with Masyn Winn tonight.
Well, get this. I'm at home alone tonight. No distractions, although I love distractions from my family. Don't get me wrong. My wife's got a school event. I've got a son at college. My daughter's working tonight. My other son is out celebrating an event, and I will be locked in. And I'm going to ask my friend, Director Tom Mee of Bally Sports, let's have an ISO on Masyn Winn the entire game.
I'm sure that's
up in the corner, right up here in the corner.
Oh, you want it on the screen? You want it on the screen the whole game? All right. All right. Look forward to watching that tonight as the Cardinals and Mets continue their 4-game weekend series here on Hall of Fame weekend. Until then, we are brought to you each and every day by Munganast St. Louis Acura and Rammer Royal Banks.
Royal Banks, if you had a mortgage checkup lately, it's always a good time to know where you stand with your current mortgage and what opportunities may be out there. Call 314-212-1500. Talk to one of the terrific mortgage folks at Royal Banks of Missouri. Help them set you straight to make sure your mortgage is healthy. Royal Banks, for better service means better banking.
He is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. Enjoy your weekend, everyone, and we will be back on Monday to check in on those Redbirds right here on Daily Cards Live. It's ClaibsOnline.com.
Munganast St. Louis Acura has a great selection of new and certified pre-owned Acuras. Get 3.9% financing for up to 36 months on all new Acura models, or get $1,000 in loyalty incentives on the 2023 TLX and RDX, and $750 in loyalty incentives on the 2024 Integra. Get financing as low as 1.99% for up to 36 months on certified pre-owned TLX and MDX models. Munganast St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.